Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
This is Mr. Chris Claremont, a legend.
Melanie goes,
Tired.
how's it going, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And today I'm going to give you a quick overview of the Somna Hardcover from DSTLRY Media. So let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. So what we're looking at here is actually my very first DSTLRY Media hardcover. And I'm doing this overview because so many people have asked me to do an overview of one of their books. So here we have Somna, a bedtime story by Becky Cloonan Tula Lotay. I'm just going to go ahead and say that this is mature content. And if you don't like violence or sexual content in your books, then yeah, this one is exactly that. It does come sealed in plastic. It does have that magazine type of format, like the dimensions of the book feel like a magazine, and I love that because we have some DC Black Label books that are like that in those type of dimensions right there, and Marvel is also putting out some hardcovers in their gallery editions format, and of course those are a little bit bigger than the editions over here, but it does remind me of something like this, like a magazine type of book. So really quick, comparing it to the dimensions of a trade paperback, which is the pretty much page size of a comic book, this is what it looks like. Let's take a closer look at the book itself. So you have Somna, Becky Cloonan Tula Lotay, no DSTLRY logo, but there is one here, Somna Cloonan Lotay, and the DSTLRY logo. And Becky Cloonan and Tula Lotay both writing and drawing a graphic novel together for the first time. And yeah, both of them are doing everything in here. And then the retail price, $30, the ISBN, and it does have the mature content. And it is wrapped in plastic, and it does have a flat spine. So we are going to crack this book open, and I'm going to show you some of the art, but kind of give you a premise of the story that you're going to be finding in this particular book. Okay, let's carefully open this book up. And here's your end sheets with these patterns right here that, of course, will make sense once I tell you the pitch of the book. And you have the title page, Somna, a bedtime story. Again, for mature audiences. And if you like the little twist of a horror story in your bedtime stories. Collected edition by Becky Cloonan and Tula Lotay. And then you had Lee Loufridge and Dee Kunifi and Tula Lotay doing the colors, the lettering by Lucas Gattoni. And then you have the series editor right there, Will Dennis. Now, this collects the 3-issue miniseries. And I believe this one was actually... this one did win an Eisner in 2024, this year. Okay, so we do have a quote over here by Henrik Kramer that kind of foreshadows things that are to come. This is broken up into 6 different chapters. Chapter 1's A Lily on Thy Brow. And I do have to skip a little bit here, because at the beginning we are witnessing beautiful artwork by Tula Lotay. And not that Becky Cloonan doesn't have beautiful artwork. It's just because Tula Lotay's piece was about our character here, Ingrid, having a sexual encounter with perhaps a shadow, a manly looking shadow, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it here in a second. She wakes up to her husband Roland, who is the bailiff in this particular town, and he's going to a witch burning. So that means that this has taken place around the 1600s when we were having witch burnings. So he's going to be busy, so he ends up taking off, and she ends up climbing the top of the hill behind the house to witness the burning from the top, where she runs into one of her friends. So Ingrid married a Roland, who happens to be the bailiff of this town, and takes his job seriously. He is the chief witch hunter, and they are burning witches during this particular time. And this is what Tula's artwork looks like compared to Becky Cloonan, both of them having a beautiful style. And she's interrupted from this kind of daydream that she's having by her friend Maha, who's there with her son Nicholas. And they're both watching from a distance the burning. And she tells her that perhaps she knew of this young lady that is burning down there and why she got tried as a witch. Um, but she tells her that her name is Greta, and she happens to know her husband who comes and works for her and her husband Harold. So that's I think it's pronounced Maha or Maja. Not really sure. Definitely Ingrid though. Now Ingrid keeps having these encounters at nighttime. Like her husband's busy, he turns her away, so she looks forward to dreaming. And when she dreams of this shadow. Alright, have to censor the right page, but at least this left page so you can get an idea. When she dreams of this shadow creature, this man in black that is pursuing her and telling her to just make her wish. And he will make her wish come true if she just says the words. All right, so eventually what happens is that there's a little bit of twist and lies going on in this town. Perhaps Greta was set up to be a witch. This is Greta's widow right here. This is Sigurd, who she left behind. And Sigurd and perhaps Maha has an... They both have an eye for each other, even though she's married. We are also introduced to another key player, and that is Father Goodman, who is the priest in this particular town, and he's the one that's in charge of just being the judge when somebody's accused of witchcraft. So, night dreams and hallucinations, perhaps, or perhaps something darker that is actually going to promise and give Ingrid power if she lets it. Now, there's a lot of mature themes in this book. Like I said, if you don't like violence or if you don't like stories about witchcraft or stories that have sexual content, this is not for you. But I do find it really interesting, the relationship between Ingrid and her husband and how she's trying to do the right thing, even though she is being, definitely being seduced by this demon, perhaps. And the demon seems to be in control of her at times, and she doesn't realize what she's doing until it's too late. And it does affect her marriage, and affects her friendship, and of course, affects the way that people see her in town. It is a very short story that can be read really quick, and I think that's all I will say about it. I can't even show you the beginning pages, otherwise YouTube will pull the video down. And the book does have stunning artwork, both by Becky Cloonan, who you may be familiar with. Actually, she's done a lot of stuff for big publishers. She's worked on Conan, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Batman, Gotham Academy being one of my favorite ones, American Virgin, and Northlanders. Oh, if you haven't read that stuff, it's so good. Things on Swamp Thing. And then also artwork here from Tula Lotay, who has done work for Marvel and DC, like Scarlet Witch and American Vampire and Elephant Man, that's right. So just to name a few of their works. Now, let's look all the way in the back. So in the back, there's a few extras. Now, I have to censor one of them, but I'll give you an idea of what the extras look like. And I know, I hate censoring things too, but believe me, I ain't messing with YouTube. So this is what the covers look like and some variant covers, and they do give you the credit as to who did what. And over here, we're okay. Yeah, you get the idea. All right. Also, these covers are here for issue 3. 168 pages. Now, let's look at the binding. 168 pages. It is sewn binding and printed in this glossy paper stock. Not as thick as, like, the Marvel and DC books, but still does the job properly. Very, very minimal bleed through. And luckily for something like this, there's hardly any light colors. It's mainly done in the dark. And you do have just a little bit of gutter loss right there, which isn't much, honestly. But absolutely stunning. There is a deluxe edition, which again, I'm not really sure what that contains. I think it has additional pages, but I don't think it's... I don't know. I don't know if it's more pages to the story, like an additional chapter, or if it's more pages for the extras or the script. I'd love to know if you know, but yeah, leave those comments down below. But that's it. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing this hardcover, don't forget to check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, And you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over 40 euros. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget, the CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this book. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Like I mentioned, I'm not 100% sure what the deluxe edition hardcover collects that is different than this. All I know is that it does have a few more pages, whether that's additional material to the story or not, I'm not sure. But if you know, please leave those comments down below. And let me know if you've read this or if you're reading any other of DSTLRY Media's books. And that's it, everybody. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.